Yo, what is up everyone? Today we are going to be making some Biang Biang Noodles. You'll find out why they're called Biang Biang Noodles later on. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing now. We're going to be making some fresh noodles in a specific style. We're going to be making a noodle dish, I think, which is where these noodles come from in the Xi'an, this province in China, I believe. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, it's an interesting noodle dish. So why don't we get started and let's start making the dough for the noodles. Alright, let's get started, shall we? So we need to get out our ingredients for the dough. Pretty simple, it's just flour, water, and a little bit of salt. So let's get those out. So, got a bowl. I bought new batteries for the scales, so we can use the scales now. Perfect. So we're going to add in 8 grams of salt. There we go. Then we're going to add in 400 grams of flour. So this recipe is all in grams, which is nice, except for the temperatures. But it's all in grams instead of tablespoons, which is perfect. So you'll be precise this time around, for once. So 400 grams, I'll put a bit over, that'll be okay. And now 200 grams of water. Perfect. Scale. And now we are just going to be mixing this together and kneading it until it forms like a dough. So about after 5 or so minutes of kneading, we have a nice kind of dough. It's kind of stiff, but round. And we're just going to leave this in here. I'm going to use some Glad wrap this time. And we just leave this to rest for 30 minutes. You know, like most doughs, got to let it relax, got to let it proof, got to let the gluten development happen and all that jazz. But yeah, just let that rest for 30 minutes. And then we get on to the next step. So we have our dough, which has been just resting for 30 minutes. So it should be, yeah, nice and elastic and supple. That's cool. Look at that. So we're just going to knead it for another 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to let it rest for another 5 or so minutes. But yeah, so I'm just going to knead it for 3 to 5 minutes now. All right, here we have our dough. Just kneaded for, 3 to 5 minutes. Looks really smooth, really nice and elastic. Anyway, we're just going to let this rest for about 5 minutes. Let it relax, let the dough relax and loosen up a little. And then, yeah, then we'll make it, I think we're going to roll it out and cut into sections and then, yeah, brush it with oil, whatever. I don't know, we'll get us some more stuff to do and then we let it rest for another hour basically. But yeah, we're just going to let this rest for 5 minutes and let it relax. All right, let it rest for a little while now. So now we are going to, first off, let's see. Something I've just found out is to check the gluten window, which is just cut off a little bit and then stretch it. Until basically, yeah, I think this is quite good. Ooh. Yeah, a little bit of rips, but I think we're good. I think we're Gucci. So just put that in, and then we're just going to make this into a kind of rectangle, then roll it out and make about 6 equal pieces. Actually, we'll use my hands because I don't have a rolling pin. Should we do this super accurate? I don't know. All right, there we go. That's kind of good. Let's cut it up into. Let's kind of square it off. Make it kind of nice, and then just kind of 6 equal pieces, roughly. Should be good. About 100 grams each. Yeah, it's rough, but I think that'll work. Okay, so it's slightly too large, so a bit less than that. 10. Obviously, the more accurate or more equal these are, the better it will be. All right, so we got 6 roughly equal pieces. Now we are just going to grab a bowl here, chuck some oil in there. So I don't know, kind of all over the place with the camera. And we are just going to brush this with oil. Dung 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 dung. Dung 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 dung. And then kind of stack them not directly on top of each other, not flat, but sort of leaning against each other. And the oil is just to help it stop sticking. And these can be left, these will be left a minimum of 1 hour, so that's what we're going to do for my dinner, but up to 3 days. So it's perfect for making the dough beforehand and using it for a few meals throughout the week. There we have it. There's our kind of dough oiled up. I'm just going to chuck this in the fridge for an hour, minimum of an hour. We will prep some of the stuff basically right before we need to use. In about an hour's time, we'll start prepping all our kind of noodle ingredients that we're going to be eating the noodles with, and boiling some water and all that. But until then, we'll wait at least an hour, and then yeah, I'll see you in an hour's time. Okay, so it's time to prep some of the stuff we're going to add to the noodles. So a bit of vegetables, got to grate a few things, you know, just a bit of prep work so that once we start making the noodles and boil it, we can just assemble it super quick. So I'll just get out some ingredients and yeah, we'll start prepping. Okay, so the first prep thing we're going to do is we're going to make a noodle sauce. Simple noodle sauce with a few ingredients. So we are going to add in 60 grams of soy sauce. You know what, we're going to change it to a bowl, just because to mix it around a bit easier. So yeah, 60 grams of soy sauce. Then 20 grams of black vinegar, which is a Chinese specific thing. So I got this Xinjiang vinegar, which can be used as well, I think. But yeah, just 20 grams. Then 20 grams of oyster sauce. Why did it turn off? Okay, maybe I just need to invest in a new. Like so. Then we don't need that anymore. We'll add in just a touch of salt. And the final ingredient is we're going to grate in some ginger. Just grab a knob of ginger, like so. We will peel it this time, so just using the spoon method, we're just going to peel the ginger. It's just doesn't really specify how much ginger, so we'll get a nice healthy chunk from this. All right, like that, and then we just give this a good old mix around. This is kind of just a simple noodle sauce to complement the rest of the things that go inside it. You know, add extra flavors. All right, so that's that done. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to add in. So if you have I'm not sure if there's. I just have chili flakes here. I'm not sure if there's a difference between Chinese chili flakes or chili or anything like that. Quite possibly. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to grab a nice big helping, roughly a tablespoon of chili flakes. And I've got a new toy, a mortar and pestle. Okay, we're just going to crush up in the mortar and pestle 10 Szechuan peppercorns. I think, I don't know, that's close enough. I can't be bothered counting. It's a nice little, yeah, that should be good. So that's that done. So yeah, what's going to happen with this is we're going to pour some hot oil over it and make it sizzle. That's part of the appeal to this dish. So yeah, we'll just leave that to the side there. Now, we'll just do some cutting up. Camera goes all over the place. So we're just going to cut up some of our greens. We'll cut up our pak choy. We'll do half. This is going to be for blanching. So yeah, we'll just cut half. It is often used with napa cabbage or lombok. You can use whatever you want. I just didn't want to buy a whole lombok for basically using 3 leaves worth. And this will be blanched. Kind of similar to this, the Taiwanese noodle soup. So we'll just place that to the side there. Next up we have a green onion, spring onion, whatever you want to call it. Pretty standard thing in Asian cuisine. Can't really go wrong. Alright, there's our spring onions, kind of thinly cut, kind of not. And the next thing we have is chives. I don't know. And we're meant to use Chinese chives, but I don't think this is the same. But we're gonna use some anyway, because they're kind of a big-ish looking. And you know what? I can do what I want. So we're just gonna do a little bit of, this is meant to be Chinese chive, and you can also use Chinese celery. I'm sure it will be fine. It's nothing too crazy. I'll just add that to the top. So that's the chives done. And I believe the last thing we do is mince about 4 cloves of garlic, which should be pretty simple. I think that's the last thing we've got to prep in terms of vegetables and sauces and seasonings and stuff. But yeah, so we're just going to dice up these cloves of garlic, and I'll double check the recipe to see if there's anything else I've missed, and then we'll go on to making some noodles. Okay, that's the diced garlic. Just add that in there as well. Feels like a lot of garlic there. Alright, I'm just going to clean up this area. We just double checked the recipe, and I've prepped everything I need to prep at the moment. Yeah, so I'm just going to clean up, clear some space, and let's start making some noodles. Okay, so in the background we have some oil which is kind of smoking at the moment. We'll just turn the oil off. So we've got some oil that's heating up, or heated up I guess, and some water that is basically almost boiling. We're going to make our noodles now. So let's grab out our thing, and I'm just going to grab 2 because I'm feeling a bit hungry. And what we're going to do is double the width and make it a bit wider. Try and make it a bit even as well. So now we're going to go and do the Biang Biang part of these noodles. And if we just make a perforation. So the Biang Biang comes from Chinese onomatopoeia, I can't remember. But basically we're going to hold on to these and we're just going to slap. And this makes a Biang Biang. And because it's my first time, I ripped it. And then we just need to rip it in the perforation like that. But not all the way through, so it makes a ring. That's not bad for our first attempt. So we're just gonna do the next one as well. So yeah, that's where the Biang Biang comes from. It's Biang 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 Bianging away. Yep, like that. Then, so the chopstick in the middle is just to create a perforation for when you rip it. Makes it a bit easier. Alright, my second attempt. So, that didn't turn out too bad. And, oh look at that. Oh, that turned out super good. The rip, not so much. But, look at that. So yeah, that's our rip noodles. And now we're just going to cook them for 2 minutes. And I didn't bother showing stuff, but yeah, I'm just going to place them into the pot and stir so they don't stick. And after that's done, I'm going to rinse it off, and then I'm going to blanch pak choy, and then I'll show you the assembly. Okay, so it's basically time for assembly. So we got our bowl here. We have our nudes like that. And you want to cook these to basically al dente, or the Chinese, apparently the way they call it in Chinese is QQ. So kind of slightly chewy texture. I'm going to say that the blanched pak choy is done as well. Alright, we add this just around to the sides. And now, into the very center, we are going to add in our chili and our aromatics, making a nice little heap right in the center. This is going to be important. So we've heated up some oil, which should still be quite warm. We'll do about a couple spoonfuls of the sauce around the outside, which smells so good. And now, right in the center, like before, we heap it like that. All right, look at that. And now, with our hot oil, this should sizzle. Oh. Alright, well, maybe I left it off for too long. So obviously maybe it's not hot enough. Oh well. It's meant to be like a sizzling noise. So it was smoking before, so I turned it off, but... And now... So hopefully this works out fine. We mix it together. Could be that these red chili flakes is not the chili that we meant to be using. Could be various reasons why. The oil wasn't hot enough. You know. Get this all mixed together. Yeah, I think the oil wasn't hot enough. So it's not perfect because it's meant to sizzle, and quite possibly the chili flakes we were using is not like Chinese red chili. Anyway, so we mix this together. Serve it in the bowl. And look at that. Let's give this a taste test, shall we? Hopefully my camera will still be alive. All right, look at that. Look at that cool looking stuff. So I think we might have not had the oil hot enough. Maybe I should put it back on the heat after it was smoking. But let's give this a taste test, shall we? Try some noodles. Obviously, quite a bit of chili there, but it packs a punch, holy crap. Oh. The noodle sauce adds that like soy, that saltiness, acidity with the black vinegar. Got the chili and the Szechuan pepper, got the fiery, and I think Szechuan pepper has this interesting property where it numbs, like it numbs your mouth. And then the blanched, the garlic just punching you in the face basically. So good. I mean, who doesn't love garlic though? And then the kind of blanched pak choy. It'd be interesting how this goes with lombok, because I think that'd be pretty good. And the noodles are just al dente, they're chewy, and just beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is another big win. So yeah, this is fantastic. Spicy, warm. It just has all the flavors you kind of want. I mean, if you're not a huge spice person, then this might not be for you, because obviously you can see all the chili. You saw the chili I put in. But the flavor that all melt together, and the fresh noodles, I mean, fresh noodles, fresh pasta, it's just so good. I'm gonna be enjoying this. I think that noodle sauce and like the oiliness, it's very oily as well, which is nice. Just brings out so much flavor. I don't know. This is fantastic. I love it. It's another big win. Another big win. I've had a few good wins recently. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, give this a go. It's fun doing the Biang Biang, making the noodles. It's pretty simple. Honestly, altogether, it's a fairly simple recipe. It's just a few different steps, but it's something that you can make beforehand. Like I have the dough. Once you make the dough, you have a few meals there. Once you make the noodle sauce, you have that ready to go. Then all you need is just to like mince up some garlic and cut up some fresh pak choy. I think maybe I should use a whole pak choy, but I don't know. Very good. 10 out of 10. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. If you could like, subscribe, comment, do all that jazz. Maybe if you have a recipe you want to try, want me to have a go at, comment down below. But yeah, thank you all, and give the Biang Biang Noodles a go. Peace.